got to go. Honey. No, get out the door.
See.
Get on.
Yes.
Baby.
Because you got to hit that echo now.
Oh, yeah. Just about through, shit. Girl, I done changed the locks. I done got a new boyfriend.
Fully moved. I don't even So, let's do Greenleaf right quick, since you actually watched it.
Yes.
I want to start this episode off by saying, what if Grace is her granddaddy's daughter? Because I'm trying to figure out this dynamic between Grace and May. Why she just straight don't like her daughter.
But you know, some people just don't like their kids.
I mean, I don't like you, but I had you, so I got to love you.
I don't understand that.
The point is, I'm trying to figure out, I just really feel like...
I think someone's coming.
Oh, see, that's why why you close?
They're going to get it fixed. We're in a gated community now.
Nobody cares about gates.
I just don't want nobody in here in the night. But they supposed to be in here.
We have alarms.
We have alarms and pistols.
And guns. So come on.
And a taser.
And she has a taser. I have knives personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Ever sharp.
I'm just trying to figure out what is going on here with Grace. And I feel like if Bishop is her daddy, then Mavis is her mama. But if that's not the case, then I feel like either Grace's daddy is Aaron's daddy, Lionel, or her granddaddy.
That's why I decided that it was
Because I feel like, because Aaron and Grace look similar.
I mean, but this is television similar. They look for real similar. And Grace don't look like nobody in the house.
Except for Faith, which I need more information on Faith.
So these Lionel's kids.
They're Lionel's kids, or Grace is her granddaddy's daughter.
I think we found a skunk. We're going to get on by it.
I don't smell it, but I just brushed my teeth, so I smell the lovely scent of crest.
Well, my bacon from my sandwich, that was not the bacon.
So anyway, Lady May is going over to visit Maxine Patterson, played by the one, the only.
In my eye, girl, in my eye.
You heard me introducing
the one, the only. Sorry, son. The son interrupted you. I did not.
The one, the only, Patty, with an I, LaBelle.
What she tell him when she walked in the door?
So she said,
woo, sit down before you fall. What's wrong with you?
She was talking about the pork. You were talking about the pork rinds because she was getting ready to have the.
She was ordering them up.
Go get some pork rinds, and May is like, "Oh no!" I'd have been like, "Yeah, girl, get the regular and get the spicy."
Right. The hot.
Get the both of them now. Because I like both, and then get us some pop because you know pork rinds dry you out. They dry you out. I usually do pork rinds with just plain water because don't nothing quench the thirst that a pork rind brings.
Coke take care of it all.
I like my intestines and my liver in pristine condition. I don't do a lot of
trust the Lord. Drink the Coke.
I trust the Lord as I shoot up this heroin.
I trust Him. Hallelujah.
Foolish. Anyway, so
I haven't had but like one Coke in 2 months.
Congratulations.
This is right. I'm serious.
I'm happy for you. Moving along, though.
Yes.
I'm not gonna go too far into, May and Sister Patterson. I was gonna say Luke. I was
gonna say Maxine.
It is Maxine.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Good.
Because I was gonna say Luke. But that's a whole nother Sister Patterson. But so they have a conversation, and all in all, girl, Maxine tells May to take over.
If you want to go by, so I'm gonna get over as much as I can.
Where do you need to be? It's not even hunting season.
I'm going 7 miles under the speed limit. He can't take it.
And I can't take that either, so I can't even.
Well, I didn't know he was back there. Wait, he must have been flying. I ain't seen him.
But anyway, Maxine says, take over me. And I thought you were praying in the preview where you see Maxine.
Hallelujah.
I'm thinking she asking the Lord to take over me. But no, she telling me to take over the church.
Sure did. I saw it.
I said, Lord, I had thought that she was asking the Lord to come into her life.
It was salvation. It wasn't salvation.
But that ain't what she said.
That ain't it.
So, May goes back with a newfound perspective on life. And it's just like, girl, I don't understand. She don't want that church.
She hadn't thought about it. I think she finna put it in her purse.
I feel like if she wanted to be the pastor of the church or take over the church, she would have been doing more at the church. She would have been
She never thought of it.
How you married to a pastor for 44 years and you ain't never
I'm
thought.
telling you, that just wasn't something she... Well, you know, there's certain denominations you just never really think of it. You're just the first lady, and that's all I'm gonna be. And I think that's where she was. And she a little old school. She, you know, she's grown up. She real grown. She growner than me. Now, you know, I'm a little ambitious.
It just don't make sense.
I be trying to take it.
It just doesn't make sense to me to go from being the first lady and not really doing much aside from doing the Women's Day and having the tea parties and carrying on to now you want to be the pastor of the church.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a leap to me. It just feels incorrect. But whatever. And this is coming from somebody who don't ever want to pastor a church ever. I want to be a lay member and that's it. BASSIT.
And you know you the
That's
bishop.
it. I'm not aspiring to be
The bishop.
anyway. So we get over to Jacob and Clarissa explains it all, and they talk about Zora. Zora got this attitude. She acting a fool. I say whoop, but I don't understand why. Because I got my last whooping at 17. She looked like she right in that age group. So I'm just trying to figure out why she ain't got beat yet.
Or at least jacked, you know. After you got to a certain age, and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking, you know, I be trying my best not to jack you, but I think at least jacking would help her.
Or at least have a tone in your voice that denotes I'm not playing with you.
This is not a joke, and Mom seems to do that, and now she doesn't seem like Mom nerves that went on south.
I don't know what's wrong with her.
She tried.
Clarissa, she went from being literally the devil. She had a Kelly Price attitude in the first 2 seasons. We come back to 3rd season. Now she's Shantae. Well, no, not Shantae Moore. Who was Demure? Michelet. She come back. She went from Kelly Price to Michelet just all of a sudden. And it's like, girl, what is this carrying on? So now all of a sudden her daughter bad, which don't make sense when your mama got a Kelly Price attitude. You generally don't act up like that.
Well, I think in the beginning of it, she didn't know what to do with her. You know what I'm saying?
No.
She didn't know what to do with when Zora started going nuts. She didn't know what to do with her. So you know, you start getting a little, oh my God, my baby is tripping. And now she is going toward. Look,
but she was
girl,
already
I'm
at
going
look.
to drop you.
That's where you lose me because she started off at look.
Well, you know,
she started off at
when your mama, you
play
be
these games with you.
cheering make you schizo. I'm here to tell you, cheering make you crazy.
Anyway, I don't understand the character development with Clarissa.
Is she going on back? Cause you know.
It was carrying on, but anyway, they talking
about. They playing good cop, bad cop. They flipping.
It's worrisome. It's worrisome. Because the girl, you see the girl ain't got no stability. Because I'm looking on the outside, I can't figure out what's going on. So I know the baby don't know which parent is who and what, and carrying on. It's worrisome.
Oh, they carrying on.
But Clarissa trying to send Zora off to some, I don't know,
boot camp or something.
Heaven's Gate.
Troubled Children Coalition. Are we still in the chairs after church?
Is there free chairs on the side?
Did it get?
Free chairs is what it said.
No.
Why would they steal the chairs from the church?
Well, I didn't think they were just flat stealing.
You said stealing?
You know, I thought maybe they was going to have a party and have to bring them back.
They said free chairs right on the sign.
Oh, well.
Written in big orange crayon.
Please get this.
I don't know who wrote that sign, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
Moving along.
It worked.
I guess.
They're in the trucks.
I have a feeling I know who wrote the sign, but we're moving. We're moving along. We're moving along because we almost hit our location.
And families.
Whose family?
I mean, I've known them since I was little. And that means before you got here.
We're almost at our destination and we are nowhere in this review, so may I proceed?
Proceed, girl.
Thanks so much. So she wants to send this girl off yonder. Jacob doesn't want to send her off yonder. And I'm like, but you were the one busting at her window. What did he say? Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All you heard is Papa, don't hit me no more. So I'm just like, what?
Wow.
That's what Biggie
it
said.
Really fits right there.
He kicked in the door, waving the 4-4, and all
but
you heard was Papa.
But you already know, Zora wouldn't even had a door.
I know.
After running off. She wouldn't have had a door. I'd have had them come put bars on the window. You know my nerves wouldn't have been good no more.
When I was about 7 years old,
7,
I opened the window in my bedroom. Because my cousin was outside. I said, hey, come play. I said, all right, cool. I don't feel like going to the front door. Let me just hop out this window. You right here anyway. I hopped out the window, went, played, had a good time, came back, and was beat.
You'll never be jumping out the window.
Beat.
Never.
And it's like, but girl, I just want to play.
I say never jumping out. You will not think jumping out the windows is appropriate here. Never.
And I've only climbed out of a window one other time since then.
Yeah, that wasn't appropriate either, but at least I knew you were going. It's like,
had to get out there.
Sounded like she going out the window.
I was hanging out, literally hanging out that window. It's a mess.
Now, how sore were you after that?
I wasn't sore at all. I was spry back in the day. I was youthful. Now if I tried it.
Oh, Lord, I'd be stuck in the window waiting on somebody to come get me out.
The fact that I had to climb up on the tub to hop out the window. Anyway.
I told you that that window is high. That's
you didn't tell me that.
Well, I always call it the room with the high window.
But I knew the window was high because I'm not dumb and I could see.
Because they don't make the bathroom window where you can look at people on the toilet.
Anyway, long story short, Jacob don't want to send the girl to boot camp. Carissa does.
Yeah, she's serious about it too.
Charity.
Oh, jeez.
Ain't got no sense. She don't have a sense.
She grieving.
What did Clay Huxtable say to Vanessa? Anyone with half a gnat's brain would know that you don't tell your ex-husband that you on tour. First of all, when you're not on tour. Second of all, when he already told you he don't want you taking the baby on tour.
And why he got your boyfriend number?
That's not my business. But you know I have theories. Because you know what I say about Jabari. That's our good girlfriend.
I like that house.
That's cute.
I want them to do something else with
Look
the
like
yard.
it's based after a plantation. We'll let them have it. That looked like a white man smoking meth on the front porch. That's not my business.
Well, we're going to get on through here.
He had a meth position. Anyway.
There's
a
the
lot of
police
white
coming.
people.
Yeah, you ain't know this a white strip.
I didn't know. You know, I try not to see what they're doing. But anyway, Charity, she's out and about, honey, just doing too much. Percy Lee is here, and I didn't understand Percy Lee's importance, but Lady May walked in because they finna have this party. Percy Lee had showed up. Lady May walks in and said, "Percy Lee, is that a donkey?
No, it's a cow. It's kind of skinny.
It's a frail little cow. Bless his heart." Anyway, it's just a lot going on over here. But she walked over and saw Percy Lee and said, "Percy Lee, what are you doing here?"
And done screamed down through the house.
She was giving
like she's from the country.
She is. She was giving this face that was just very much like, I wish Percy Lee wasn't here, and I'm just trying to figure out who is Percy Lee. And Bishop got him over to the side and was like, well, me and May having some troubles, we having some difficulties. And I'm just like, what is the importance of Percy Lee? Is this
you done brought in Percy Lee.
Is this another man that made us sleep with? Like, what is going on here? So we having this party. Kevin walks in. He walked in.
Undressed for the ball.
Because he didn't know that we were having a function because he wasn't invited. No. But he and Aaron bust in and Grace pulls him to the side. He said, have you seen Charity? I said, no, she on tour. I said, no, I called Jabari. Go past the street.
Right on by.
I called Jabari. And he said she ain't on tour. They in whatever city this is. And
she ain't there.
And what doesn't make sense to me, and you know, I mean, you had time when you said it.
Yeah.
What doesn't make sense to me is when she went to meet with Jabari on tour, she was going to Nashville, Tennessee. They're based in Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm trying to find out when she took Nathan across state lines for Kevin to be having his fit like this.
But you know, Kevin wants what Kevin wants right now.
Everybody wants what they want. I've been saying this since I was about 4. Every single body on earth wants what they want. Whether you can get it or not, it's not my problem. The girl didn't take the baby across state lines. Furthermore, you can take your baby you got custody of across state lines. You can do that.
Yeah, I did it.
It's legal. I done been I done been everywhere with both of my parents.
Yep. Because I knew what was happening because, you know, I had the custody.
Right.
And then I went where I wanted to.
The south to the north and the north to the south with both of my parents.
Left the country one time with your mom.
Left the country. And with my daddy.
Did y'all go to Canada?
Yeah, we swooped in. I've been around the world in I.
Can't find my baby.
With both of my parents. And nobody felt any particular kind of way because it's not illegal to take your child across state lines when you have custody and you know when the communication has been made clear.
He just want to be
He just want to be mad. He just want to be you stop at the stop sign, there you go.
You just keep going. Because I don't have a stop sign.
Anyway,
where they going?
That's not my business, but they coming back. But you stop. It's just Kevin get on my nerves with that. Always whining. It reminds me of another Lynn Whitfield movie, that Tyler Perry movie, where the mama, the daughter was whining, and Lynn Whitfield said, "Stop your whining." That's what I want her to say to Kevin.
She's gonna punch Kevin.
I want her to square up with Kevin.
She's gonna punch Kevin.
Anywho.
You can continue if you like.
I'm
I'm
gonna
go away.
not gonna
I'll
stop
be back.
for you.
Oh, it's just us.
Anywho, so they Kevin and not Kevin, what's Jacob and Carissa are at the party, still discussing this behavior modification situation. And behavior modification sounds alarming to me. I'm alarmed when I hear stuff like that. But May sees them off in the corner. Everybody just off in the corner having a conversation. May sees them off in the corner talking, and is like, well, what's going on with y'all? And Jacob says, Zora's stealing out the collection plate, acting a fool and doing the most. And May says, well, bring her to my house. You know, let her come stay with me for a few ticks. And Jacob says, yes, I'll run it by Carissa. We'll talk it out. We'll see. In the meantime, Grace done got Charity on the phone and said, hey, sis, where are you? Charity says, I'm on tour. I said, you're lying. The lying spirit done got on the whole family. The lying and the fornication spirit runs heavy in the Greenleaf family. Because the mama been lying forever and ever and ever. The daddy been fornicating and lying. Look like forever and ever and ever. Grace be out here sleeping with whomever and ever and ever. Because you remember she had Noah. She be laying it low and spreading it wide. And then you got the mama been out here fornicating. Fornicating forever and ever and ever look like. And then Jacob out here sleeping with everybody. You know he had his white hussy and all this carrying on. And lying and carrying on. So it's just like, y'all, is anybody a stand-up citizen in the Greenleaf family aside from Sophia and her annoying self? Because she get on my nerves. Both of the granddaughters get on my nerves. The boys, the grandboys, they don't bother me because they babies. But the girls work my spirit. They tear me up. Anyway, so Charity lying. Grace says, well, I have Kevin here with me, and he said that Jabari said that you're not on the tour. Here go Charity. Well, I'm doing me. Why you couldn't have just said that to begin with? Why you had to lie? Then, is Nathan with you? Don't act like I'm a negligent mother. They have, world-class nannies here. And I'm like, well, where's here? Where's here? Why is you? And then Grace say, are you by a pool? Like, what's going on? And Kevin trying to talk, and Grace trying to talk, and there's a lot of cross-talking, and let me talk to her, and he get the phone. And he says, Charity. She says, click. I said, just like your mama. Just like your mama. But all the behaviors of the Greenleaf make me wonder how Faith was. How was Faith? Was she lying and fornicating and acting a fool too, or was she more a stand-up citizen? I just want to know. It bothers me that I don't know nothing about Faith and her position in the family, and it's weird because Grace, came back for her sister's funeral as if she just loved her sister to death, but she ain't seen her in 20 years, and it's just like, what in the world? What is this carrying on? Anyway, we have a little moment where Bishop, he clinks his glass, ting, 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 everybody gather around, calls everybody up and to listen to him talk, says, I want to have my family up here with me as well. May goes up there, May, she's sick of it. She goes up and he gives her very much, when I first saw you, I said, oh my, that's my dream, I needed a dream to make me strong. He was giving all of this, I love you so much, and I want to spend the next 40-something years of my life loving you. And she's just like, oh, Bishop, giving this fake, but really she threw. And I'm like, I can't be mad at her for this because you sent her divorce papers. You sent divorce papers to your wife that you love so much. I'm the type of hoe, you send me some divorce papers, we're getting divorced. I don't play around. I don't play around. I had a nigga tell me one time, you always doing the most, whatever, because I don't find myself getting serious. But you always, doing too much. And really, we could break up right now. I said, okay, delete my number. He was like, I was just playing. I was just trying to get you to... I was like, no, I don't play a lot of them games. I don't play we could break up right now games. I don't do that. And I ain't talked to him since. My great-granddaddy, bless his heart. We on the outs a little bit. It ain't big outs, but it's outs. Because he do me wrong. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't talking about that bishop. We talking about this bishop. Rochelle is here, and while everybody's clapping and just, oh, yay, for the bishop and lady, they getting back, you know, or they just want to be in love for the next forever, you see Rochelle standing in the background, looking all shifty, but she clapping too. Oh, but she was cute, girl. She had, her hair was slicked down. What are they doing? Why is everybody looking? I'm confused. They staring. Like, what are we looking at? I'm sorry, my mom and my great-granddaddy are out here doing the most. I wish they would take that rug off that step. That's somebody gonna fall. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got distracted. But Rochelle was cute. You know, she had her hair as it, you know, it'd be slicked. I actually like Latoya Luckett with longer hair, but she is one of the few. I hate finger waves personally, but she's one of the few. Latoya Luckett and Toni Braxton are the two that I go up for when I see a finger wave. Missy Elliott, I'll allow it. But Toni and Latoya, up. But she was, cause she had this purple ensemble. She had this purple lipstick. Her you know, her makeup was an evening glam. And she was just kind of giving you fever from her attitude. It was just like, but you could tell, you could feel the energy. So then you hear Lady Mae ask Bishop what's she doing here. He like, I don't know, because they invited everybody at the round table but her, which suspicious. It doesn't make sense. Why I'm inviting everybody to the function, but I'm not gonna invite this one attractive young lady that I'm always seen walking around with? Suspicious. So Bishop pulls Rochelle over to the side, or no, let me get to this. Rochelle walks over to Grace and Darius, and you know, I think Darius is working with the skanks anyway. But Rochelle walks over and is, who is this fine, handsome man? And it really felt like they probably married. Like, it gave me the energy of, we married, but we pulling a scam together. Like, it gave me an energy like that. Like, you know, she was doing the right thing by keeping this delicious treat away from us, and he looking like, you doing a lot. Like, it just really felt like, it really felt to me, because I, you know, back in my former life, I used to try to pull scams. And you always have your partner. And a lot of times your partner is also your lover. And it just really felt like they were lovers. But she loaning out her man to sleep with Grace and make her fall for him for the, you know, the edification of tearing down the Greenleaf family. It just really, I don't know. But anyway, Bishop comes over, yanks Rochelle over to the side. She's talking about, you know, I'm in love with you. And I'm just saying, like, when did we get here? How did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. How'd you fall in love with this married nigga? My mind says you're lying. Like, all of a sudden she's just, you know, I'm in love with you. Like, her voice was cracking like Latoya was acting. And Bishop was like, I asked you to give me some space. And she's like, yeah, but everybody else from the round table is here. And I'm like, right. It would have been suspicious for her not to be here. So then he asked her to leave, basically, and she saunters on off, honey, and, you know, stomps on past Lady Mae, and they look at each other, and you could feel the energy and the tension, and that looks more suspicious. First of all, she wasn't invited. Second of all, she come late. Third of all, you and Bishop go off to the side in the middle of the room, basically, in the middle of the party, I should say. And y'all whispering and carrying on, and it looks intense. And then she stomps on by, and then First Lady and Coochie Cross, as random TV reviews say, like they giving each other the stare down, and then she leaves. That looks so suspicious. I would be sitting at the side of the party with my, you know, my wine glass, like, girl, you see what I see? You peeping? That's how I would be, and I'm not even nosy like that, but it was such a spectacle. But anyway, Rochelle pulls Sister Lottery over to the side. It's a lot of pulling to the side being done at this party. I've been to many a party, and I ain't never seen this much pulling to the side. But she pulls her to the side and gives her, hey, you know, you should reconsider, you know, giving Grace's Foundation your money for the girls who've been abused. And she's like, oh, yes, it sounds like a wonderful thing, and maybe next year, but I'm tied up with the church right now. Rochelle says, well, may I ask you what the church has you tied up in? She says it's a personal matter between Bishop and Lady Mae. And then Rochelle was like, well, if I were your financial advisor, I would implore you to go through all the details with them just to make sure everything is on the up and up. And I'm like, but they had dinner, and they told her that they were having tax problems. So she knows what the money's for. That's where you lost me. That you lost me right there, because it's like, because she didn't tell Rochelle what the money was for, the scene made it look like now, Sister Lottery don't know what the money is for. And I'm just like, but you know what the money is for. So why are we having this conversation? Because if I was Sister Lottery, I'd have been like, well, we've already had a discussion about it. I'm pretty clear on what it is, and I've decided to go ahead and give my money to them this year for this. And, I'll hit you back up at another time. Maybe next year, maybe 6 months from now. Y'all just keep pressing. Send me the newsletter for the foundation, and I'll read up on it, and we'll see where we can go. I may be able to double what I gave them if I really feel like it's a wonderful, excellent cause. Like, I would have just been like, girl, we had this conversation, but whatever. In the meantime, you have Sister Deaconess with the lesbian haircut. She walk over talking about why we ain't seen Kevin nowhere. And Grace is giving, well, if we had maybe joined the LGBT coalition for the churches, then maybe Kevin would feel more comfortable coming around. And Sister Deaconess with the lesbian haircut is giving, well, we ain't never told him he couldn't be gay. And she was like, and Grace was like, no, but you expect him not to act like he's gay. You expect him to hide that part of himself or whatever. And that is true. That is very true. That's a very big part of, especially Black church. They really don't care if you gay or not, as long as you don't act gay. Because, listen, like I said, I grew up in the Kojic church, and my grandmother was the choir president for the city, and then my mother took it over. So my whole life has been in the Kojic choir. The very thing that brought us Sylvester, and I was finna name somebody else who we know is gay, but we're not sure she's really gay. But anyway, a lot of homosexual musicians come from the Church of God in Christ choir. And yeah, they really don't mind you being gay if you can play and sing and carry on, as long as you don't bring your gay to the church. You keep that right on outside the church. Anyway, so then Sister Deaconess with the lesbian haircut gives, when are you gonna start, stop fighting for every underdog but Jesus? And I'm just like, what the world? Why are you mad at her for advocating for people who are mistreated? Because it's not like her whole stance is only the gay people. Her stance is gay people who have been sexually abused. Like, she's that girl. She's the girl who's fighting for everybody. And she looked Sister Lesbian Haircut Deaconess square in the face and said, every underdog is Jesus. Jesus was poor. He had to go out and get a job. The Savior had to go out and carpenter. Anyway, it just gets on my nerves when people try to, Jesus is the Most High. He up there. But also, when he was walking the earth, he was a regular, schmegular, degular dude, like from the Bronx, like Cardi B, Cardi Jesus. So it just, people try to really fictionalize what Jesus was to make it their own thing. And it's like, Jesus was that dude. He was cool. Dap him up. What's up, Jesus? How you living? Like, that's how. Anyway, switching over, Zora is in Sophia's room. Well, okay, I had to cut off the car, girl. It's been running for a long time. My mama ain't coming outside yet, and it looks like my granddaddy car is still running too. Are we trying to make a Swift X? I'm sorry. My grandparents live in a church. They built a church on their house. Like, they had this lovely, gigantic house, and they took that house and gutted out 3/4 of the house and built a church. And so somebody in there playing the drums right now, and it's distracting me. I didn't hear it when the car was running, but now it's on my nerves. And I want to lift the window down because it's hot, but then y'all will hear the drumming. Anyway, Sophia goes out with her boyfriend. They step out. She invited Zora. Hey, we finna go take a walk down by the river. And I'm like, y'all stay by that river. Y'all stay by Faith's river, where her old dead body was washed up. No disrespect, but it's like, ooh, I wouldn't want to go down to the river. But I guess maybe that's how they feel close to her. They finna take a walk on down by the river. Zora don't want to go. So they didn't make it to the river. They was in the car. I'm like, hey, you finna take a walk by the river, but you're in the car. Maybe they was gonna drive to a different river. But didn't they have any of the river on their property? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, this drumming is on my nerves. They in the car, honey, and Sophia looked like she was about to get fingered. And I'm like, not good saved Christian Sophia. Not good saved Christian abstaining Sophia. Now, I make a lot of jokes about my daughter, but I don't want her to fall by the wayside. I really don't care, to be honest. But she stopped him, honey, and he thought they was finna go all the way. He was singing, seems like you're ready to go all the way. I missed a couple of them notes, but that's all right. The awareness of knowing that you missed the notes makes you better in some ways, because you'll hit them next time. Anyway, who cares? He got a little upset, honey, and he said he gonna go on home, and she's like, well, no, don't leave. He don't be mad. Now my granddaddy got a leaf blower. What are you doing? He's 94 years old out here with this leaf blower, blowing leaves. I think he just want to see what I'm doing, to be honest. But anywho, this is why I try to record before these situations go on. Because we nearly at 40 minutes. But he goes on because he's upset because he thought he was really finna get in those good save draws. And I'm like, y'all ain't had this conversation. Y'all hadn't had the we not doing the conversation. Or maybe he thought that she was gonna change her booty mind. I don't know. But she goes on back inside, honey. Bless her heart. Just bless her heart. She ain't getting none. He ain't getting none. Just bless their hearts. She goes back in. She sees Zora on her laptop. What made no sense to me, Zora closes the laptop and was like, oh, I was just, looking at, I don't know, she said she was looking at something that she wasn't looking at, but she didn't exit out of the page. So Sophia's confiding in her cousin, which I really wish Sophia had friends. Because Zora, y'all may be related, but that's not your friend. I have a lot of cousins. Not a lot, like a whole lot. I mean, everybody I know got more cousins than me, but the point is I have a great many cousin. And ain't not now one of them my friend. Not a single solitary cousin of mine is my friend. Not one. I grew up with a bunch of cousins. I had cousins that actually lived where this church is right now. And I lived right there at the house next door. Grew up next door to, they not my friends. I have so many first cousins. I have so many second, third, and fourth, and fifth. Ain't not a single one of my cousins my friend. So I need Sophie to find some friends. Because sometimes your cousin ain't going to be your friend. But she's confiding in Zora, saying that, her boyfriend wants to have sex. And Zora's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Sophie's like, right? Zora's like, girl, I was being sarcastic. That's not uncommon, honey. Most people want to have sex. And I'm like, girl, right. But then Sophia is like, well, I'm trying to abstain because the Bible says so much about it. And then she opens up her laptop to go over to BibleGateway.com and pull up the scriptures. Because, on Bible Gateway, you can just type in the word like abstinence and it will pull up all the scriptures that have the reference. So she was finna go over to BibleGateway.com and she opened up the thing. And I guess AOL Messenger was open. I don't know. I have no idea. She read off a screen name like it was 1997. Like, who is Cash Money 25? Like, what? Who has screen names anymore? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. That was so weird to me. It was just like, is she on Instant Messenger? Like AOL Instant Messenger? What is going on? Did she put in her little disc that you get in the mail with the free internet minutes? Oh, I'm old. Oh, Jesus. Do the kids even know? The kids have no idea. The kids don't know anything about popping that AOL disc in the computer so you can get you some free internet. Whew, we used to save ours up for a good time. We save it up. And what you do is you save it up, and then when you want to go on the internet, you wait until the dead of night when you know ain't nobody going to be calling. Because first of all, who calls at certain hours? Now the kids just be up calling and texting all hours of the night. Etiquette is out the window. But when I was growing up, ain't no calling after 9 o'clock. And it was really unfortunate because your minutes wasn't free till after 7. So you had 7 to 8:59 to talk on the phone. And you had to let it go. I am old. But you save up your AOL discs and load on your free internet minutes for the dead of night when you know ain't nobody gonna call. And then you do your internet things. You get on Instant Messenger and you talk to strangers on the internet and hope when nobody kill you. Oh, Lord, here he come. Now I got to talk. It's no shade. I just don't be feeling like talking. But anyway. Just yelling and carrying on. But anyway, that's my brother. Anyway, so Sophia opens up the laptop, sees the screen name, and it's just like, girl, why you ain't exit the tab? Why you ain't exit the tab? My granddad come outside to see why my brother was yelling. Anyway, and then they get into this, you're still talking to him? He hits you, Zora. And she's like, I'm in love. And it's just like, that's not love. And it's like, you'll never know what love is. You saved. Then she called the girl God's bee. And I would say the word. I really want to say it as she said it, but I'm here on the church ground, so I'm not going to do it. She called the girl God's bee. And Sophia got mad. I didn't know Sophia could get mad. Sophia's an interesting character to me. I'm going to get to that in a second. But she called her God's bee. Sophia said, say it again. She said, God's bee. And they square up. They get ready to fight in the nick of time. Which, listen, I fought my cousins plenty of times. And ain't no adult come and see what we was up to. But in the nick of time, here comes Zora mama. And she's like, what has gotten into you two? And then she sees the laptop on the bed. Was she on that? She looks at the laptop and sees the AOL Instant Messenger with Cash Money 25 and Zora Nigga Hurston is what I imagine her screen name is. Having a conversation about whether or not, or not whether or not, but when Zora turns 18, she plans to move out. And Carissa's like, you think you're moving out when you turn 18, you got another thing coming. And I'm like, well, you can't really, if she got the means, you can't hold her. That is illegal. Like, taking the baby across state lines is not. But holding a grown woman, it's a little illegal. Just a little bit. It's a little illegal. You probably won't go to jail, but they probably will grant her the freedom to do what she needs to do. Anyway, she's like, you can't stop me. I'm leaving. And she put her finger up, and Carissa was like, girl, if you don't get your finger out of my face. Now, my family would have broke my finger. I have never, ever put my finger in my mama's face. Ever in my fullest nigga life. I've said a lot of crazy stuff to my mama. I've had attitudes. Like I told you one time, we squared up. And I jumped out the bathroom window. And then she called me on the streets, and we was about to swing. I was really trying my hardest not to swing on my mama, but I ain't never put my finger in her face. Never. Ever. But anyway, it was just a lot. It was a lot. So anyway, Zora's moving in with Lady May, and that is confusing to me because if James moved out to Biltmore Hotel, does he still stay in the house? Because they brought Zora to Lady May, and Lady May was at a house. I don't know whose house it was. It might have been a whole different house, but she was at the house, and it's like, so does this mean Sophia and Zora are going to be in the same house? Because that's going to be tension that I'm interested to see. But it's just, are we going to have Sophia and Zora in the same house with Bishop and Lady May with their tension, and then when Charity come back, it's going to be Grace and Charity because Charity don't really like Grace. Like, it's going to be a lot of tension in that house. I personally don't see it for that. But anyway, moving along, the next day, honey, we have Grace at the church. And Deacon with the lesbian haircut comes over to Grace's office and sits down and says, and this is what was weird to me, because she don't like Grace like that. She always confronts Grace with foolishness and, tries to thwart her plans and all of this. But she walks up on Grace and gives, we know your parents are having some trouble, and if push comes to shove, we want you to take over the church. And I'm just like, but you don't like her. It's weird. But I guess that's the decision that the deacons have made. I don't know. Anyway, in the meantime, honey, night has turned to day, and Charity's still drinking, honey. She at the bar. Or it might have still been night. I don't know. She at the bar, honey. She's singing I Will Survive. She sounded just like Queen Latifah. I was painting during this episode, so my head was down. I was, working. And I heard this singing, and I'm like, what's the, I didn't hear Queen Latifah was supposed to be guest starring on this show. Who's she supposed to be going with? Because, when they have a guest star, usually they go with somebody. Who's she supposed to be going with? I can't see her going with Grace. Actually, yes, I can. I could see Queen Latifah and Grace going together because she go with Rick Fox, and what's the difference? Giant. Anyway, I was really finna run down the similarities between Rick Fox and Queen Latifah, but I'm not going to do that. I am a better person than that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to move along. Anyway, Charity's singing Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, drunk at the piano. And it was on my nerves, but whatever. She's singing, honey, and I I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, you hear Patti LaBelle singing, "When You've Been Blessed." I'm just like, go off, sis, with your own music. But as soon as Charity finishes the song, we hear, "Are you Charity Greenleaf?" And it's the Police. And I'm like, well, it was so nice of them to let her finish the song, let her hit that last, "Hey, hey." Like, I thought that was nice of them. But then I guess they pick her up for taking the baby not across state lines because they're still in Tennessee. I don't understand. But anyway, girl, that was that. It took me forever and 5 days to talk about this freaking show. But I can't wait till next week. So like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, hit me up on Instagram at Holleration. And I'll catch y'all eventually. Peace.